The next thing you do after getting this little funnel shape in is literally just draw like this S curve that goes up, and I'm basically going to use this as a guide to draw this sort of snaky type of undulating, billowing, wavy type of shape. And I did another tutorial on the wave principle, which is worth checking out for learning how to animate fluid types of motion like this. But basically, like S shapes kind of morph into their opposing Z shapes. So let me just see how this is. This is on 6 frames a second, by the way. I'm gonna paste the beginning frame at the end and make sure that this can loop into itself as a seamless cycle. And I'm not using my light box, I'm kind of just flipping back and forth. Sometimes I think it's a little easier to get something going this way. So I know the spacing on this isn't going to be perfect, but this is just to illustrate the point. So let's see if this is looping now. Okay, that's good enough. So basically, yes, get your funnel shape in as a guideline, and then animate this S shape. And then from here, we'll create a new layer on top for the rough animation. And you can really build the shapes based off of this S shape. Using this as a guide, we'll build up the smoke, and it'll start increasing in size and bulging out as the smoke gains oxygen, and you're gonna have skinny against more chubby parts, and as it gets higher, it kind of dissipates and will start to break apart from the main body. And as one section starts to go to the left, the part underneath it will start to flow to the right, and that's how you get this sort of slithering snake type of motion. So it's also kind of like how secondary motion on a body would work with hair. Like if you were running and then you stopped suddenly, the hair would follow through in the same direction you were originally running. Even after your body stops, the hair will go forward a bit and then settle back down. And the smoke is sort of similar dynamics in the sense that not all the same parts are moving in the same direction at the same time. So this maybe isn't the best example for smoke itself. This feels more like a whipping tail, but you know, I think smoke looks pretty good if you have some kind of S-type curves and this sort of slithering type of motion. I think helps the smoke to feel kind of trance-inducing. Now, of course, again, this depends on what is burning. How much wind there is. Everything that's happening around the smoke influences how the smoke is going to feel. And like, if I were going in here, again, this is rough animation, but say I think this is too skinny, I can come in and chunk up some parts and start to get some bulges here, and opposed to the bottom part that might be more smooth and simple, then on this side it'll be more complex. So let me just go on red here, show you that, say like this side will be complex, and then underneath it you can see, to contrast it, we have this one shape opposing the complex side, and this is simple. So this is something to keep in mind with effects work. You don't want all the shapes to be complicated, and it becomes very confusing on what you're actually looking at. You might not also want everything to be super simple unless you're doing a really simple style. So it's good to contrast complex against simple. You can see again, I followed like that kind of S shape, but after I got that basic S shape in, I just went in and drew some circular shapes over it and cleaned it up a bit. And then up here, you can see that the smoke is breaking apart and then it disappears. And I'm kind of having things animate in these circular motions to have it dissipate. And I'm also keeping in mind I don't want it to touch the edge of the screen because this needs to be a loop with a transparent background. It's easier to keep a flow with things if you separate the animation into logical steps, logical pieces that you can separate and focus on one thing at a time. Otherwise, you might kind of lose the flow of what you're doing, and sometimes that can make things get more stiff, because I like to go back and forth and compare the frames and make sure things are going to be feeling all smooth for my smooth brain. If you found this video helpful, I think you'll really enjoy the animation tutorials playlist, where you can binge watch every tutorial I've made. And if you want more detailed tutorials with extra bonuses, then check out my animation courses on animatedloop.com/courses. Special Patreon shout out to these top supporters: Jerry McLellan of galacticfantastic.com, Simiot Elliott, Clyde O'Clock, Dean Red, and Prospect Myra. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing.